Okay, class, I hope you're enjoying this nice wintering evening on Thursday. Open up CameraAnimations.max for the beginning of practice 11C, creating a walk-through animation. This one's kind of neat to do. Maximize the top viewport, right-click, Alt-W, and in the top viewport, zoom into the parking lot area and the road leading into it. And note that there is no path or line on the road that goes into the parking lot area. So there's nothing really here that goes anywhere. What we're going to do is change that. In the menu bar, select File, Import, and Merge, and select Animation Path.max. So File, Import, Merge, and find Animation Path.max, and go ahead and open it. In the Merge dialog box, select Animation Path 3D and say OK. Now, once I click OK, watch how it populates. Now, it brought up another dialog box. I take that back. Oh, I don't want to convert the scene. So now this line here has been created. This white line, it's a path. Now use the Scene Explorer, select the object group Site Model, so Scene Explorer, None, and then do Display Groups, and Site Model. That selects everything here. Right-click in the viewport and select Freeze Selection. Right-click, Freeze Selection. It doesn't get rid of it completely, it just makes it kind of grayed out, a dull gray, so you can easily see the blue path now of that travels along the street. If it says if you need to use zoom and pan to display the complete path in the project, so I'm going to do that too. See if it'll help to zoom in one more. See everything. I'm going to keep it right here. It's enough to see what I need to. So now in the command panel, we're going to go to create and we're going to create another camera. Create camera, and we are going to create a target camera. We've created those before. Now click near the left end of the path to place the camera. You can see it roughly there. I'm just going to click. So click near the left end to place the camera, hold and drag to the center of the building and release to set the target. I was just clicking, so near the center of the building, right roughly there. In the name and color edit box, change the name of the camera to walkthrough_cam01. Walkthrough_cam01. Enter. Now in the viewport, zoom into the camera object. So I got fairly close to the beginning of it, but we're going to go up to create again, and this time we're going to do helpers. We're going to click another dummy helper. So the next page, step 11, tells us to click and drag to create the dummy object around the camera by starting at the beginning of the animation path spline. Oops, wrong spot. Let me undo that quick. Dummy object. So click and drag to create the dummy object around the camera by starting at the... So we actually start at the beginning and we're going to just drag it around the camera. In the main toolbar, click the select and link again. And in the viewport, select and hold the newly created walkthrough camera object to define it. As the child object. Drag the cursor to the outline of the dummy, kind of like what we did before. Now it highlights in yellow. Those two are linked now. To check it in the main toolbar, do the move command and move it, and it will move this instead. If I can click the right thing. There, it's connected. I'm going to undo my move. And step 15 now is we're going to constrain the dummy to the path. So select the dummy object in the viewport and select Animation Constraints, Path Constraints. So I already have my dummy highlighted. You can tell by it's highlighted right here. And we're going to go to Animation Constraints and Path Constraint. Now, the cursor is connected with a dotted line to the pivot point of the dummy object. It's where it started here. Click anywhere over the blue spline to select it as the animation path. So find it, it should turn yellow, and the pivot point of the dummy automatically shifts to coincide with the start point of the path. It moved that pivot point there. Zoom out until the entire blue path displays. And click play. And you'll see how the camera follows that spline all the way along because we attached it to that spline. I'm going to let it go till it goes around the corner just to see how it's following it. And you'll notice that the camera angle does not change. It stays pointing in the same direction. It just moves it along. It looks like it rotates a little bit. Well, actually, sorry. It will always be pointing towards your target object. So yes, it's always going to be pointing towards that target object. It says to maximize, so go to all the objects and activate the camera 01 or 01 viewport. And change it to the walkthrough cam 01 viewport. Okay, click animation for this one. I'm going to expand it just because I like to see it on the big screen. The animation might be improved if the camera was higher off the ground, it says. So this is from us out on the road. So I'm going to pause, go back to the start. And since the camera is a child of the dummy, you can add transforms to the camera without affecting the dummy's animation. So select the walkthrough cam object. Walkthrough cam target. Fly that out and select walkthrough cam. I could have alternately right-clicked on dummy and did select child nodes, but double clicking works just the same. So make sure that you're only selecting this walkthrough cam object. And rename this as Camera Flyby. It wants an underscore, and I should keep it consistent. Okay, so with Camera Flyby selected, in the main toolbar, right-click on the select and move and open the Move Transform Type In dialog box. So right-click on this, and the Transform Type dialog box is here. We're going to change the Z value to 6 feet, and this is in the absolute world, 6 feet. You can see the camera change in the viewport as we make these changes. And close this dialog box. Since auto key is off, this lists the camera for the entire animation. If you hit play on the animation again, it just brought the camera up higher during the animation. So you see how it's working. I go around the corner. I'm not going to play the whole thing again. I'm going to stop this. It does say to right click on this viewport now and say unfreeze all. And now it brings back all the color. Play the animation again if you want, or just continue from where you're at, and it'll continue going through. This is the first part of, well, this is the end of 11C. Save it as MyCamera AnimationFlyby _ your first name and turn in to Moodle.